Good day, good evening, wherever you may be in our global internet viewing audience. My name's Sam Matero, and you are watching The Wire, live arts and entertainment in central Pennsylvania. Coming to you from the studios of the Kinetic in downtown DuBois, Pennsylvania. Tonight, special guest Mary Beth Geppert is going to be talking theater with us and the partnerships that are arising between the Reitz Theater and other not-for-profit groups in the area to help educate and inspire our community. Before we get going, I'd like to take a moment to give a shout out to some folks without which this event and everything that we're doing here at Kinetic wouldn't be possible at this level. We want to give a thanks to our folks at DVS Direct, our friends at DVS Direct, I should say, the good folks there that have empowered us with an amazing amount of new gear, our TriCaster 8000 system. Jim Davis over there, thank you so much for believing in what we're doing and allowing us to be able to bring to our community. Our friend Tommy Mott over at Mottman's Towing, always supportive of our efforts here at the Kinetic. We want to thank him for his ongoing efforts in helping to help us educate and inspire young people and train them in the digital media arts for the benefit of our community, doing television shows such as this. Welcome to The Wire. I'm Sam Matero. Joining me to the left here, we have Mary Beth Geppert. Mary Beth, I'm so glad that we were able to sit down, be able to do something like this after all these years. Interesting story that we have together we'll share with y'all. For right now, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and to the greater community? That's the whole point of the show. All right, DuBois, welcome. Mary Beth Geppert, tell us about you, your relationship with Cultural Resources Incorporated, and the relationship between Cultural Resources Incorporated and the Reitz Theater. I mean, we know about the Reitz Theater, but you don't see that name very often.
No, we don't.
Tell us about how you guys operate and how you came to become involved and to become the new arts manager.
Wow. Okay.
That's quite a story, huh?
Here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. Cultural Resources, Inc. is the name of the business at the Reitz Theater. So the Reitz Theater...
That's the not-for-profit
That's
group.
the not-for-profit.
Okay, gotcha.
In 1992, we became incorporated. I wasn't involved in 92. But it was Cultural Resources, Inc., and it was designed to be a facility for the performing arts and for fine arts and for dance and the Reitz Theater was named for our main donor, I believe, Paul G. Reitz. And that's why it's called the Reitz Theater. But it's the Reitz Theater of Cultural Resources, Inc., or CRI for short. And you might notice our phone number, which we've had since, I think, 89. The number is, what is it?
375 for CRI.
Yeah.
375 for CRI. That's 814-375 for CRI.
I like that. That's like a real TV voice.
That's actually a radio voice.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Radio.
That's okay. It's kind of all merged together today. We just, it's digital chaos. That's
It
what we
is
call
digital
Digital
chaos. Well, my first experience with the Reitz Theater was back in 1995, I believe.
95. We got 2010 production of Babes in Toyland. You go back even further.
I go even further.
My goodness.
I sent this along because I don't have very many photos, unfortunately, anymore. But you'll see this set if you can see it on live. It's from Babes in Toyland in 2010. I love this set because you can see the stage and you can see the creativity of stuff that we can make.
Actually, I should take a second and remind the guys back in the booth. Frankie, make sure you're pulling up that PowerPoint here that we're pulling in. And Tom, feel free if you want to bring this up into scene, full screen so the audience can see any of the graphics.
Yeah, let's look at this because you can see our auditorium and our stage. It's really a unique stage because it doesn't have wings, which is a real difficulty for us directors and actors and performers. And as you know, because you're going to do camera shots for an event coming up. But if you look at this, the big giant stiletto boot was old Mother Hubbard who lived in a shoe. And then it turned around on stage, all those pieces, and became the toy maker's toy shop. And the creativity is just, it's insane. I sat and sketched this out one time in the woods in the beautiful mountains of Pennsylvania and handed it to my friend Gene Dybel, and he took my artwork and put it in. He built me a 15-foot watering can on the stage.
It's incredible. People have never been involved with theater. The amount of work that goes into this is just mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling. In that particular show, we had an amazing seamstress. So even if you don't want to be on stage, you can come help paint. You can come help sew. Our Mary Quite Contrary had this custom-made dress that was just stunning, stunning. But if we can flip to the next slide, you can see some of these familiar faces. Now, this was back in 2008. I was teaching acting classes at the theater, and some of these faces have actually gone on to be professional actors. But this was at the DuBois Community Days, where we created a piece out of Shakespeare, because Shakespeare is my greatest lover. I love Shakespeare. He just melts me. He melts me so much that I've traveled most of the European country and all around America because of Shakespeare. So I don't know where to go from there. I could talk about Shakespeare forever.
Well, tell us a little bit about your travels.
Oh, travels.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm a big believer. I preach to my kids, my students, and my own kid, that it's so important to get that world experience. You know, and I know I've never traveled abroad, but I've been to 38 of the 50 states, and we've been out of the county.
Yeah.
And it matters, I believe.
It does matter. I would suggest my favorite city in the whole world is Florence, for certain. But I had the pleasure of living and working in England for an extended period of time, where I taught Shakespeare to British students, and it was phenomenal. Just an amazing experience.
Wow, what an honor.
Yeah, it was. It was a great honor. I've had my feet on all the main stages of Shakespeare theaters, and
how was that accepted from the Brits? How did they handle an American?
It was interesting because
teaching them Shakespeare.
Well, the funny thing is they're all so sick and tired of Shakespeare that it was nice getting a new perspective, Because I'm an artist, so I'm a little loony at times, and you put Shakespeare and students in front of me.
I was warned about that, by the way. I'm just saying. People said you're interviewing Mary Beth. I said yes, and they said you do know that.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah.
I said, let me get my list.
Sam and I go way.
We do. I actually grew up together in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. Now, you were 2 years ahead of me in high school, right? Weren't you?
Yeah. No, I was 2 years behind.
So you were older, but it would stand to logic that you still are, by the way. But that's okay, because we're in the prime of our life right now.
We are. My mom says that my 50th birthday this summer is the young age of old age. So
you're a young soul, though.
Oh.
No, you're an old soul with a young spirit. You have that. There's Ellen. We're going to talk about Ellen Starsky here in a little bit. She'd comment on one of my videos about me working with my kids, and she was talking about the energy that we have with these kids. I said, to me, that's what it's all about.
Oh, it is.
It's about that passion. It's about energy. It's about that spark of life.
Absolutely.
No matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you bring your passion with you, you're going to do it well, and you're going to enjoy it, and success is just going to naturally happen. Talk to us a little bit about the place of passion in theater and in your life.
Passion, I guess, is the main motivator. I'm very passionate about community theater, which is why even after going and getting too many degrees in theater, I still come back to work in community theater. But the traveling, you make it. I remember sitting at the bottom of my steps and saying to my parents, I'm going to London to get my PhD in Shakespeare. I'm leaving in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And my parents were like, okay, here we go again, because that's just the way I've always been. I'm going to go to New York City. When I graduated high school, I was like, okay.
That was, 80s, 88? Yeah, we're going on almost 30 years ago. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
Well, when I just met, I met you for the first time, and I hadn't seen you in probably, 30 years?
At least,
since high school.
We hadn't seen each other since high school.
And we met up about a month and a half ago. So this is very, very cool. I don't know what you've been doing for the past 30 years, and we don't have time to get into all of that. Probably we don't want to hear about all of it, actually. This is a family show.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
No, did you notice the crickets there?
There's a quack, yeah.
That's okay.
No, I guess what I would say to anyone really is travel as much as you can, as often as you can, and do it when you're young. I decided to do a lot of my traveling whenever I was young, because when you get old, you got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I think that's that it's important I know after living in England for so many years, my whole mentality and belief system changed, and my philosophies changed, and certainly my taste buds changed. Because growing up in central Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
you don't really know what fish is unless it's a rainbow trout.
Yeah.
But
I think bangers and mash has a different connotation.
yeah,
in
but
Central
yeah,
PA.
yeah, definitely a different but if we look at
That's
Shakespeare-
Irish though, isn't it?
No,
No,
that's
British.
That's British.
Shows what I know. I'm Italian.
Yeah, well, chicken tikka masala is also British. It's not Indian. It's British. It's a British
Who
dish.
knew?
Who knew? But Shakespeare is what inspired me to move on, and this is the latest Shakespeare production that I directed at
Ooh.
the Reitz Theater. This was 12th night, and we had so much fun with this show. It was an amazing cast, and a lot of the people that are, I think Tom was actually in the show for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I think it was Tom's fault that I had to become Festy a couple weeks. Wasn't that, Tom?
She's referring to Tom Evans, who's running our TriCaster for
Yeah.
us tonight, back in the back.
He was originally cast as Festy the Clown, which is a primary character in 12th Night, and I ended up playing Festy, which is a man. So I got to play a man on my first appearance in many, many years on the Reitz Theater stage, and a lot of people did not know it was me until I sang. As soon as I sang, they're like, "That's Mary Beth's voice."
You're a singer too. That was something I was hoping to be able to get you to do something with us tonight, but it's my understanding that you are a accomplished acoustic musician as well.
Yeah.
You still doing that? You still playing?
No, I don't play that much anymore. Actually, I play a lot of piano nowadays. This is as a teacher, I always like to learn, and I teach piano lessons. I teach guitar lessons, but I started taking piano lessons again. But yeah, I played and toured with bands. I played with an all-female rock band in England.
Cool.
We played at Gay Pride at Brighton Beach. We had 75,000 people in the audience.
Wow.
It was unreal. Just some of the experiences. You never know until you just go out and do it. You know?
That's
Just
fantastic.
do
So
it.
we appreciate and value bringing that experience back into the county here. I think it's vital. I think it's important, especially for our young people. Great place to live. Central Pennsylvania is a wonderful place to live.
It's beautiful.
No doubt about it. But the simple fact of the matter is that different people from different cultures, even within the United States. I mean, you pick a quadrant of the U.S. and you go, and the colloquialisms are different. The speech is different. The way
Yep.
people act, their mannerisms,
Yep.
and what we are able to bring back to the community in terms of diversity in thought, diversity in art. I think it's fantastic what you bring. So I welcome, and for
Thank you.
our audience watching today, get in contact with Mary Beth. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about today was just this. How can you get involved with the Reitz Theater? So we're bringing all this energy and new vision. Tell us a little bit about your job at the Reitz, what exactly you're doing, and this would be a good way to maybe segue into the upcoming segment here, where we're going to meet Debbie Wirths and talk with John Brennan from Penn State,
Yep.
and talk about some of these partnerships that we have coming up.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and set that stage with, what do you do for the Reitz? What is your job, your day-to-day there?
My job is a new job at the Reitz. It's still doing a lot of the administrative work, because it used to be a theater administrator that takes care of all the day-to-day basis. Having me come in with, I have a degree in theater from Mary Baldwin University, where we learned a lot about arts management, and I love business and I love accounting. I know it's really strange being an artist, but I'm
See
very
here, you did something with the State College Community Theater too.
yeah,
cool.
yep. Hello. Yeah, collaborating. And I've been involved in all the community theaters in town, and that's part of the job of the dramaturge, So my title is arts manager and dramaturge. The arts manager does that, manages the arts and creates new programs and keeps an eye over the mission and
Great.
what the main purpose is, and it helps maintain all the legal aspects too, because I have a great legal mind from all the years. If you're going to be a professional actor, you need to have another job.
Yeah.
So I've either been a paralegal or a cook most of my life, as well as an artist. So the paralegal gave me a lot of the legal information, and there's so much legality involved in doing theater that people don't realize that. So even if you don't want to be on stage, there's a gazillion different ways to be involved. Building, designing, costuming,
absolutely,
ticket sales, marketing. You can come in and help me file stuff anytime.
A big component of what you're doing too, and I know I have a real passion for this as well. What we're doing, we've got one of my young students in the back that's part of our youth media club. You know, I know we're both on the same page as far as the importance of getting young people involved with the arts. And I can't thank you enough for the opportunity that you're affording us to be able to get the kids involved and get them excited. I'm looking forward to having you come into my class at Jeff Tech and talk with the kids there.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Oh, yeah. I think it's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about your passion for working with youth. Why are you setting up these partnerships in the community and doing what you're doing? And I mean, that's got to come from somewhere. And tell us about some of the new initiatives.
Great, yeah. Well, that's what part of why I came back to working for community theater and not continuing on with university work, because it's so important. I would not be the crazy, artsy, well-traveled person that I am if it wouldn't have been for Clearfield Community Theater. When I was 9 years old, I walked in and played Peppermint Patty, and I was Peppermint Patty for years after that. And
I can see that.
I can remember the first time I played French horn in a pit at Cast. I was 11 years old, and there was 18 people in the pit, and there were 35 people on the stage, and wow! I was sitting next to my French horn player playing in a show. It was like the most amazing thing. And nowadays you don't see pits anymore. I would fall over if we could get 18 musicians to come and be in a pit. That would just be amazing.
If you had room for it, that'd be great.
Oh, I'd make room. We'll find a way. There's always a way in theater. You just find a way to do it and you make it happen. What I always say to my students is dream really, really, really big, but accept that much.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what you're going to get. But boy, when you dream really, really, really big, you get a lot of ideas.
Absolutely.
And the way you get ideas, like this is a great example here. If we could bring up this picture on the main screen.
Yeah, guys, in the back, Tom, just make sure that scene that we have set up for you to pull up number 4, we just want to make sure we're not dropping the audio. But as long as you got good audio, go ahead and pull that up full screen if you want to. Okay?
This is a perfect example of my other title at the Reitz Theater as dramaturge. A dramaturge originally is creating new plays and working with playwrights to create their shows and make them better for the audience. Well, this is a production that was written by a playwright in State College who was my set designer on the other show. I did Cat in a Hot Tin Roof. I directed for them 2 summers ago. And Jerry Stewart was my set builder and helped take my pictures and put them on stage. Well, he wrote this musical. So he said, well, why don't you produce this for me and direct it for me, and let's do it at the Cast in Clearfield. Well, then I went and recruited a friend of mine, Steve Dixon, who I'm taking piano lessons off of now, which I'm loving. But Steve and I got together, and we rewrote almost all the music to the show. And not only did we rewrite the music, I did the vocals. Because you see all these great people I had involved. I recruited people who hadn't been on the stage in years, and I got little kids, and we made sure we had every age range. And it was a collaboration between State College Community Theater, Clearfield Arts Studio Theater, and that's where I'm moving in with the Reitz Theater. Is I firmly believe that if the arts and live theater are going to survive, we have all got to work together. So if the high school was doing a show, and they like if they're doing they just do Beauty and the Beast at Clearfield High School, then if somebody else is going to do Beauty, they just did Beauty and Beast at West Branch a couple years ago. So if we could all start talking to each other and sharing, hey, you have a big monster, what is he, a lion or whatever, and the beast, and we don't have to remake it, if we're communicating. But that's what I'm doing with the Reitz. Is I have the contacts with all the community theaters because I've directed and I've acted and worked with them all, and now I'm expanding out into the businesses. Like whenever Debbie and I came to meet you at a conference with the chamber, it was specifically there because I knew what you do at Jeff Tech. I know we've known each other, and let's get together and see if we can teach
It's
kids.
about collaboration.
Yeah, it's work.
Well, I think it's fantastic what you're doing again, and welcome to DuBois. We're blessed to have you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, what are some of the challenges that y'all are facing right now at the Reitz, and how can the public get involved to help you meet those goals?
People.
Need people.
People, we need people. All theater needs people. The thing in community theater is because you're not paid and because it is so much work.
Yeah.
You know, you put up almost all this work.
It really is. I wanted
6
so
nights.
bad to do the Odd Couple,
Yeah,
and
you
I'm like,
really,
I can't do it.
You sacrifice your
Yeah.
life for a show. You
you
do for that period of time, but you don't
That
have
was,
to.
you know, by the way, just so you know, that was complete and utter synchronicity here that just happened. You sacrificed your life and the ambulance went blazing by on 219. So that wasn't a sound effect back in the back, guys. That was pretty cool.
That was serendipity.
But it's true. It's absolutely true. You really do. I mean, you got to live it for
You do.
you know, a good month.
You do.
You know.
You do, but you become a family, and it's
Yeah.
and it's a really awesome family because like any other family, you do a show. You might not particularly like Romeo very much, but you're Juliet and you got to kiss him, right? But you become a family in the group, and even though you didn't like Romeo, you get together, you get along, you have a great time, you kiss him and you leave. You might not like him anymore, but you might like him. So in theater, you just come in and you grow as a family, and then you leave and go back to your family.
I think that's a powerful message to send to our youth as well, and one reason why any parents out there listening why you should get your youth involved with such activities, and what we're doing down here with the media club. If you guys would see how these young kids have to work together as a team, I mean, it really team building, personal skills, presentation skills, building of confidence. Boy, something's going on out there. A lot of ambulances whipping by. Hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
So I can't stress the importance of that enough, and I see that in my program. The confidence that happens after the first 2 or 3 years, and to see these kids come out of their shell, it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It is amazing. It is amazing, and that's what I want to stress. You know, if you're out there and you think, oh, I don't want to do theater because I don't want to be an actor, trust me. You want to be a plumber, you want to be a painter, you want to be a bookkeeper, and you want to be in marketing. You name the field, and I can show you a thing in theater that will teach you how to be better at that field.
Absolutely.
Or how to do that job.
And the people skills that you're going to learn in the process are invaluable no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You know, you got to learn to get along, and you know, we preach this in our class with the kids. You're not going to like everybody that you work with, but, you know, at the end of the day, you have to be able to stay focused on the task at hand and do the best job that you can for your audience or your boss. And ultimately, we're trying to please the public. You guys are stepping out a little bit and doing some different things. I mean, theater, let's face it, theater in, you know where I'm going.
I know.
You know exactly where I'm going. Theater in these parts for generations, for a very long time, has been very safe. Okay?
Very safe.
Tell us why and how you guys have managed to push that envelope a little bit. Doing a little bit more risque stuff.
We're getting there. We're doing the producers this year, which I wasn't a part of the deciding factor. I wasn't even a part of what they chose for the season this year. But they're doing the producers, and that's it. I think it's quite a risky. It's quite a risky.
Be interesting to see how.
Yeah, it's a Mel Brooks. It'll bring the hoot and the holler. And then like we were talking about Jerry Stewart's original production. We were the second theater to ever produce more so reclining. So, you know, to me, as
my family to that.
It's exciting, and that was a gorgeous play, and it was moving. The costumes were amazing. Guess who did the costume now? Now, Lisa Rutherford was the amazing seamstress who helped me take my ideas for that. But there again, you know, I'm a singer, I'm an actor, but when you're in theater, you need to be able to do lights and sound and costuming and. You know, I'm not good at doing props. I've known that. So there's always something you try to do, and if you're not good at it, believe me, there's something else that you can do at the theater.
Well, Tom, if you would you go ahead and put the lower third up there with the Reitz Theater website, please? And for anybody that is interested in getting in touch with Mary Beth, let's go ahead and give a plug to the Reitz Theater. Mary Beth, why don't you go ahead and give your contact information out, And then let's move along and talk about our partnership with PSU.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that would be great.
All right, go ahead.
The Reitz Theater is located at 36 East Scribner, where the new Sheets is going up.
The mega sheets.
The mega
Yeah,
Sheets.
no kid.
So you'll find us easily. Just don't park at Sheets when you come to the theater. But that's where we're located. Our website is Reitz Theater with an ER, theater, .com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reach me or through our email on Gmail. It's the... Oh, well, we have .com. We have .com and .org. So if you can mistype either one, doesn't matter. We're both there.
There you go.
And
Reitz Theater at gmail.com.
Yep, the Reitz Theater at gmail.com.
And of course, in my announcer voice, 814-375-4CRI. That's 814-375-4CRI. Yay.
There should be some kind
That's
of
fun.
sound effect.
That's fun to do that. I always wanted to do voice. You know, I always wanted to do voiceovers for cartoons.
Oh, voiceovers is a
Yes,
great
I
job.
love it. It's a blast.
Great job. And you know where you live when you do voiceovers? Ireland.
Really?
Yep.
Is that what that's? Wow.
Majority
Too
of all
cold.
voiceover work comes out of
No,
Ireland. is
how could I end
gorgeous.
up living in the Mediterranean? Not in the Mediterranean.
Well,
but
I'm going
on
to
the
retire to a
Mediterranean.
beach on the Mediterranean Sea, just on the south of France. You know, it's going to be a little hot.
Telling you.
with fire.
It's too cold, central Pennsylvania. Too cold in central PA. But you know, not tonight. I'm feeling the love, Mary Beth. I'm feeling the love. And it is absolutely scorching here in our
Yep.
little studio at the Kinetic. Why don't we take a moment and thank our sponsors? Tom, you want to pull up our lower third there for Tommy and DVS, and we'll give a shout out to these cats for helping to get these shows underway and make what you're watching possible. Live here at the Kinetic, and the equipment brought to you by our friends at DVS Direct in DuBois, providers of educational video and audio systems around the country, actually, based here in DuBois. DVSDirect.com, and our friend Tom Mott at Mottman's Towing as well, helping to contribute to keep these shows up and going. And of course, our friends at the Reitz Theater for your support and continuing to help us help our youth. And I think again, this is a nice collaboration, be able to help educate and inspire our community. I'm very much looking forward to being able to do more of these shows, working these bugs out. I can't wait to be able to come up here and do like acting workshops and things. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that. And
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to working with you. Why don't we go ahead and bring up our next guest? And yeah, we're going to go ahead and start talking with John here.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So I guess we're talking with Mr. John Brennan. John, I've known John for many years. Let's go ahead and check your microphone.
Test.
How we
John Brennan.
doing back there in the booth, guys? Everybody
Been
good?
sitting here waiting to get up here with Mary Beth. This is awesome.
There you go. Well, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for inviting me, Mary Beth.
Yeah, I'm excited about what we're going to do this summer.
John, tell us a little bit about, first, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience, who
okay.
you are, and what do you do for Penn State DuBois?
Okay, I'm John Brennan, and I am an education program associate at Penn State DuBois. I've only been there for about 2 months, so I'm learning the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the first projects that I'm working with Sue Ann Doran, who's also an education program associate at Penn State, is the Summer Youth Program.
Okay.
We formally call it Art, Science, and Technology Institute,
Mm-hmm.
AST Institute. And it's a little different this year because we're targeting middle and high school students. And so we started trying to come up with creative ideas on how we were going to get middle and high school students to come to a summer education program.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a long relationship with the Wirths family,
Mm-hmm.
Debbie. And so I called Debbie and said, hey, would Reitz Theater be interested in doing a summer youth program with Penn State? And she said, we have this fabulous arts manager who's going to give you a call and tell you what we're going to do. And it's been amazing. The outlines that Mary Beth has delivered are the most precise and robust outlines that we have in the whole summer program. So we're really excited.
Great. Well,
to
tell us
partner
a
with
little bit
Reitz.
about what you guys have in store. And John, let me thank you for doing this. Like we discussed earlier, I mean, these types of things are so important to the community. Reaching out and getting these kids inspired. They're the next generation. They're our leaders of the future, and I think it's great what you're doing. So thank you and congratulations on your new gig at Penn State.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
It's exciting.
Tell us about what you guys got planned. When do the workshops start? And well, it's right there on the screen, right in front of me. So Sam, read what's right in front of you. June 12th through the 16th, and then again on June 19th through the 23rd. Mary Beth, do you want to address what you have planned for those sessions?
Sure. I struggled with a name. It's really difficult to come up with a name of I didn't have parameters. It was like, what do you want to teach? Oh my goodness, wasn't I like, my head exploded. Oh, I want to teach this. I want to teach Shakespeare, but no. So because my head goes crazy, I went, get out of your head and get into the scene, and that's the name.
Yeah.
Get out of your head and into the scene.
That's cool.
Is the
I
name
like
of it.
that.
And I'm going to teach is what's called Viewpoints actor training, which is this really amazing ensemble work. We're back at collaborating ensemble where nobody's the lead, nobody's the follower.
Yeah.
It's all about creating and devising theater through Viewpoints training. So
Wow.
We're
Is that like an improv exercise?
Viewpoints training. It's an actual program that. You can go and study it at City Stage in New York City. It's like the new Stella Adler, or the new Stanislavski, or it's a new style of embracing. It was based off dancing, so it's all about physical reactions and physical. So it's getting out of your head and into your body.
Mm-hmm.
So less talk, more monkey business is
There
what
you
I
go.
like to say.
There you go.
So less talk, on to you.
And how?
Well, it's funny because we really didn't know what to ask for. So
You knew you needed to reach the kids, and you
Debbie-
wanted to do it through arts and technology.
Well, when Debbie told me about Mary Beth's expertise and level of experience and education, I thought, why should I tell her what to bring to us? I
Good
know
point.
nothing. And this is, how I treat all of our classes out there, because really I don't know anything right now, Sam. I've been there for about 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'm learning as much as I can, as fast as I can. But I said, if she's that good, why should I tell her what to do? So when she sent us her outlines, Sue Ann and I just kind of looked at each other like, oh, we don't have to worry about this class.
Just do it,
It's
yeah.
going to take care of itself.
That's
So we have
fantastic.
7th through 9th grades
Oh, that's
going 12th, 14th, and 16th, the first week of summer youth program.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 10th through 12th graders. And these are students entering these. So if you're a 10th grader right now, you're entering 11th. If you're a 6th grader right now, you're entering 7th. So those are the students we're looking for. The 10th through 12th will go the second week. I think we say it was the 19th, 21st, and 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 3 days. It's half days. So you're not going to be there all day. You're not going to have to give up your whole summer to take these classes. You're going to get a crash course, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be fast and fun. And you're not going to regret it.
In my class, you won't sit down. There'll be no chairs.
Where is the technology component in these classes?
We have different classes. There's no technology going to be used in this class,
For these
of
sessions,
course.
yeah. Well,
But,
maybe we can talk about doing some stuff here. I mean, I know the kids doing broadcasting.
I said, yeah,
Have the
I
kids
think we
set up
should
a television
do
show and let
TV
them do a
Station
show.
101 or something like that.
Absolutely.
I think that would be great.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
I know some of your students.
Oh, they'd be all over it.
That would
I would
be a
like.
great thing.
I mean,
I
my
told you about
kids are good
Garage
enough.
Band.
They could teach this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. I mean, some of the talent. I can't wait for you to come out and see some of my kids at Jeff Tech.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Oh
to that.
man, they're talented. And you know what? They're so passionate about wanting to help other kids. They're like, I mean.
Where at the beginning of the day they'll investigate the crime scene. That we have some state police officers. we live in central Pennsylvania, so we have Wild Turkey Commander, where they're going to learn, biology from a biologist with the Wild Turkey Federation.
Great.
So this gentleman, all his life, he's retired now, but he was a biologist with the Wild Turkey Federation. We have George Kutzkel, who's a local gentleman who is the treasurer of the state Trout Unlimited chapter, who's going to teach fly fishing and fly tying.
Cool.
They're actually going to walk down to Tannery Dam and fish at the end of the class.
Well, that's great.
So we have some neat things. Fred Terwilliger, who is one of our information science and technology professors at the campus, is going to teach what we're calling making music on your mobile.
Yeah, that's great.
Using GarageBand,
Yeah, sure.
which is an app for old people like me who don't use it. So those are the types of things. We have
That's great.
many
That's
many
very
different
encouraging.
classes, and it's all going to get up on the website within the next week or so.
Speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and take a moment? I don't think we have a title slate up there, but that's okay, Tom. But
Yeah,
why don't you go ahead and
it's
give us
easy.
your contact information if anybody would like to get hold of you to learn more.
Sure. I'm easily reached at 375-4836. Our website is very simple. It's dubois.psu.edu. And, it'll be up there. There are some links there now, but the course descriptions won't get up for the next week or so.
Great.
We're still working on a few things. We have an mosaic art class that is being
Cool.
taught by Anna Cass, who is local artist here, owns Anna's Art and Soul. My kids go there every Saturday.
That's outstanding.
She's doing that for us. Just a lot of neat things that we have coming up this year for the summer youth program, and we feel very honored to have Mary Beth helping us with that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited, very excited.
Outstanding. And I'm excited as well to work with you guys. We have, I worked with Mr. Harmonic over here in your PR department, and we have secured...
Speaking of radio voices,
we have secured
And an actor.
yes,
This
very
Tuesday
good
night, we have secured an interview, a sit-down interview. Your new chancellor of
Oh,
DuBois Penn State
excellent.
is going to be sitting right here
Excellent.
on the
Dr.
stage.
McBride's awesome.
Having an interview. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your experience with him. You guys are both new.
I've had about 3 face-to-faces with him already since he's been there. I got to sit with him at a chamber breakfast the other day. Very personable, very nice man.
Where's he
Grew
from?
up-
Where'd he come from?
He tells me that he grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, so not too far from here.
All right.
And I will let him obviously talk more about himself because I don't know a ton about him. But my experience so far with him has been great.
That's
I think he's
fantastic.
going to be great for the campus, great for the community. Seems like he's a very small town community oriented man.
Well, Penn State DuBois is always doing great things for our community. We appreciate the support.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to working with you
Thank
again,
you.
Mr. Brennan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. And
gonna
why don't
run
we go
off
ahead
stage?
and let's go ahead and bring up our next guest. Those of you that are just joining us, you are watching The Wire. This is live arts and entertainment features coming to you from the studios of the Kinetic in downtown DuBois. And I'm your host for the show. My name's Sam Matero. And I also teach digital media arts at Jeff Tech. So give it a little bit of a plug. Anybody out there who has a young youth, the ages grades 9, 10, 11, or 12, if you are interested in a wonderful career in the digital media arts, you may want to look us up at jefftech.info. You go to my website at dmastudio.net and see what my kids are doing there. An amazing digital media arts program. And we also have a youth media program here every other Friday night called The Current, where we open up the studios to youth to come in and do what we're doing here, give them an opportunity to empower themselves to create and to serve their community by creating engaging content for DuBoisTV, as we are doing here tonight. So our next guest, Debbie Wirths, thank you so
Hello.
much for joining us.
Sure, you're welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. Debbie, tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about who you are, Cultural Resources Incorporated, your part in the Rising Star campaign we're going to talk about, I understand,
Yes,
for
yes,
the Reitz?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. Well, my name is Debbie Wirths, and I am the board president currently of CRI at the Reitz Theater, and I've been so since January, but I've been on the board a little over 2 years. So they get you really fast in that executive committee position. No, I do it with pleasure and with great honor, actually. I've had the pleasure of working with Mary Beth the last 6 months, and all the folks on the board and the volunteers and things. I mean, we have a nice community of people, and we're always needing more. But the folks that we do have, it's been a pleasure to work with. But so I do sit on the executive committee, being the president of the board, but I'm also on another committee, the development committee. And if we want to segue right into the Rising Star campaign, because
Sure,
that's one of the
that's
things
what we're
that
here. That's what we
I'm
want to talk about.
passionate about. Little side story. When I first got on the board, I was on the board less than 6 months, and I signed up for the building committee. Had no idea what that was. But Gene Dybel was on the building committee with me. And he had some great ideas about what they wanted to do with the space that's right next door to the theater. Mary Beth mentioned where the theater is, right around the corner from here. And we own the lot, the grassy lot that's right next door. There used to be the parsonage was there when it was the church and the parsonage. And so what to do with that lot? That was the big question for so many years. And so when I got on the building committee, we started talking about the wish list that the board of directors and as well as our Reitz Theater players always wanted to do something with that, whether it was build a pole barn or build some other grand building that would offer extra rehearsal space and storage, and also have an opportunity for people to build sets and props.
Okay.
Oops, there's something
Hey,
going on.
hold on one second. Hey, Tom, back in the back, our guest John just noticed that the lower third for Debbie is incorrect. We had her listed down, or that's my fault, for the Parkside Community Center. We actually want to list Cultural Resources Incorporated there, buddy.
Oh, I didn't
Can you
even
change
know
that title slate, please? Thank you. Good eye, buddy. No.
nice eye.
And
Thanks,
you know
John.
what, though? I mean, hey, you know what? We said this is live,
Hey,
and
that's
it's
all right.
on the fly.
I didn't even know I was up there.
We
All
make
right.
mistakes. We're humans. We're learning, and I think, frankly, considering what we have and how quickly we've put all this together and how quickly my team has assembled, we're really doing amazing things. And
Oh my
we're
gosh, yeah.
so excited to be
Yeah.
able to work with you guys. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm sitting here right now looking at this. I click on this, and I look at this, and I say 543 views.
Wow.
Already, that's what we're going to say. You know, we take
That's
this.
awesome.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Rising Star campaign. Use this opportunity.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity here. You've got a direct line to the community.
Yep.
Tell them about the Rising Star campaign and why they should give and take part.
So the building that we are attempting to build, that we're in the process of raising funds for, is currently, as it stands, a 2,600 square foot building that will house props. It will build props and sets, and then directly bring them over onto the stage with a connecting breezeway that will be the same level as our stage. It could also address the issue of any handicapped accessibility as well onto our stage that we don't currently have. Extra rehearsal space, prop building, classroom setting.
Great.
So we've got a lot of things that we want to be able to offer the community with this addition. There has been some discussion about downscaling the size of the building. We are currently at 2,600 square feet, I think I had mentioned, as the size of the building that we wanted to construct. According to the plans that we have, and KTH helped us with those. But it's thought that maybe we need to bring that down a little bit, and possibly bring down our overall goal of money being raised. Right now, we have about $120,000 raised towards our goal.
Okay.
And we've discussed bringing our goal to closer to 500,000 so that we're that much
big
closer
jump.
to it.
Well, you have 103. What is your
we
goal
have
currently?
120,000. Our goal was closer to 900,000
Oh,
with
okay,
that size.
okay.
But because we are just experiencing a little bit of pace issues with raising the money at this
Sure.
point, we're wanting to we're taking cues from the community.
Hey, you know what?
and
Let's
saying,
face it.
yeah,
There's a lot of competition out there,
There's a
man.
lot of
I mean, I know
competition
as a
and-
business person, even myself as an educator, I'm always out doing fundraisers. Kids
Yeah,
in the
it's
schools
not
are always
easy.
doing. No, it's not.
It's not easy,
And
but
you know
we're-
this, I got to say, I do have to say this about this area. I moved back here 18 years ago.
Yep.
And very generous people in these parts. I
Yep.
mean, they
Oh, yeah.
really
Oh,
do. The
yeah.
public really does get out and support not-for-profits.
They do, and then the folks that have supported us have been done so
Absolutely.
very willfully, and we're still moving forward and addressing that and getting support through our board as well as our Reitz Theater players. But anybody that would be interested in assisting us with raising funds or assisting us by offering us a gift or a pledge, we offer two different ways that people can give us money towards our capital campaign. And that is a one-time gift if they choose to give potentially maybe a larger amount or whatever they can give. Or they can give a pledge over a 3-year period of time. So let's say they'd like to give a large amount, but maybe they can't write out a check right away.
Sure.
So for over a 3-year period, we would invoice them and take care of all of that. And then, of course, any of their gifts given, whether it's a pledge or a one-time gift, would be a tax write-off too. So because we are a 501c3. But it's something that we would like to break ground within the next 12 months so that by the end of 2019, I think that would be, or end of 2018. We're in 2017. Yeah, the end of 2018 that we'd actually have a building constructed that would, just only enhance our current building as it is. So.
Yeah, we need space.
We need the extra space for building sets and storing those extra pieces because often we get large, beautiful sets like Babes in Toyland. And we might be able to use, I don't know what we would use the entire thing for, but maybe, like you said, collaborating with other theaters out there,
Sure.
they may do that. And we could say, yeah, we were able to keep most of that. You might dismantle it, but you've still got the pieces.
Yeah, State College has giant hairspray bottles from when they did hairspray in their storage areas. I'm like, they probably need tore apart.
Yeah, they might need to be broken down. And that's something that our set designers do an amazing job of when they design their sets. They
Yeah.
obviously think about potentially, how it needs to be
Oh,
broken
you have
down.
to repurpose this
Yeah.
stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
just from a budgetary standpoint,
Yeah.
you can't keep going out and buying new sets every
Right.
time.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's a volunteer we desperately would love to have come learn how to build sets.
Set design,
And
yeah.
get involved in designing because we've...
Yeah. The set design and then extra rehearsal space. One of the things that we've discussed, we currently do 5 shows in a year, starting our first shows typically in February with our last show in December. And if we had an extra rehearsal space, the idea would potentially be to maybe have 6 shows in a 12-month period, so that we could have them more rapidly. Because say for our next play after The Odd Couple opens next Friday, the 28th, and the show after that is Godspell, which opens the end of June. Godspell could be in that new building, rehearsing and preparing, and just making the pace a little bit quicker in between shows, so that we can reach our audience that much faster and offer that many more shows.
Outstanding. Anything else? Any other ground we want to cover? We've talked about a lot tonight, ladies.
I'd like to list what's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and
for
do
it, yeah.
that. And then
Yeah.
we definitely want to plug the Ellen Starsky thing.
Yep.
We've got some
music.
graphics and some music that we can bring up.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, Frank, how you doing back there, buddy? Outstanding, Frankie. Frank, how old are you, Frank? Franklin.
15.
15
Oh my
years
gosh.
old. Frank Lanzoni coming in here, manning our audio, producing the content, and putting it up through to Tom Evans, who's managing our TriCaster system, and Josh Falone producing tonight. So the guy's doing a great job. I'm assuming here that on the output side that this is looking and sounding great. I know that there are some bugs. We're still running and working those things out. But overall, I'm really, really tickled.
Yeah,
And you
it's
guys
great.
have been fantastic. We thank you so much for your patience
Thanks
tonight
for having
as we're
us.
doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely.
Amazing, yeah.
So, Frankie, why don't we stretch this a little bit? Go ahead and pull that MP3 video, that MP3 music up of Ellen Starsky, and we'll play that in the background a little bit. So get your nice mix there between our voice and have the music in the background. Go ahead and play that, and go into that folder with Ellen's graphics and pull up some pictures of her. And let's start with plugging the June 10th Ellen Starsky concert. We're very excited about this. Matter of fact, Ellen, I wish we had this set up. We could have had her join us on Facebook, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and say hello.
Ellen Starsky.
And actually, she could call me. What's up?
She's on, yeah.
She's watching.
She's watching right
Hi,
now.
Ellen.
Ellen, if
Yes.
you want to call in on the telephone here and say hello, that would be very cool. Let me give you my number. 814-553-8794. That's 814-553-8794. That's also the number to the Kinetic. Visit us online at thekinetic.org. Or if you're Ellen Starsky in Nashville, Tennessee, you can call us at 814-553-8794 if you feel like it.
Ellen Starsky is in Nashville, Tennessee right now, but she is a local. She was born and raised in Reynoldsville.
Reynoldsville.
Her maiden name is Dybel. We've been talking about Gene Dybel, who's one of our board members. It's his niece, I believe.
Yep.
Ellen used to do our summer children's workshop. That's how she got her start at the Reitz Theater when she was very young. We are taking registrations this week. It'll be live on our website where you can download the consent forms and registration forms to be a part of our summer children's workshop. I think that's I didn't bring those dates, June, July. I have a PowerPoint on that.
July 10th.
July 10th.
Monday, July 10th it starts.
So it starts July 10th. So if you have children that are interested in learning about theater and being in our workshop, we've had this for many years.
Kindergarten through 8th grade.
Yeah, you know.
They have to have completed kindergarten, though. They have to have been in the classroom already.
Okay.
They have to be in a classroom. So upcoming events right now on the Odd Couple is on the stage at the Reitz. It opens April 28th. It runs the 28th, 29th, 30th, and May 4th, 5th, and 6th. April 30th is the 2 p.m. Matinee. Then we have auditions for Godspell. I was lucky enough, I directed Godspell in 1999 on the Reitz stage. I should have thrown a picture up of that. But auditions for this year's Godspell are May 7th, Sunday, and Monday, May 8th. That's at 6 o'clock. Our children's writers workshop. This is where we go back into the collaborative stuff. The kids write the shows for the summer children's workshop, so they're devising theater. If you are interested in being a playwright, you can come to our children's writers workshop May 13th. Then we have Diva's spring concert. DuBois
Eloise Rice.
Eloise,
She's a gem.
She is a
She's
gem.
a gem.
She
I
is
love
so-
Eloise.
Who are we talking about?
Eloise Rice.
I don't know her.
She is a teacher in the district in Juniata. It was one of the schools, but she has her own studio out by the hospital there. My daughter's
Oh,
been
is that
taking
who
lessons.
has that?
Yes,
Yeah,
Eloise.
she
We
gives
have to
me
have her come in
lessons.
sometime and do something on live TV. That would be awesome.
She's awesome. She's an
She
amazing
is.
performer.
That would be
Diva
great.
is the DuBois Vocal Arts Ensemble,
Yes.
and they have been together for a very long time. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people in the group, and they also have live musicians that play with them, which
Yes.
I love. Their spring concert called One Song is May 20th at 7 o'clock. And then June 10th is Ellen Starsky's CD launch. We're talking all original music here.
Yes,
I
Tom.
wanted to
Hey,
add
hey,
one more thing. Can I
Frankie,
add
go
one
ahead.
more?
Do you have those graphics coming up there and the music still playing?
Dine-in
Dine-in
day.
day. Dine-in day.
Yes, great. Okay, fantastic. Go ahead and keep that going. You are listening to an MP3 release that Ellen Starsky sent to us to promo, so that is what is playing in the background. And I got a sneak preview of her album. I was given the CD the other day, and we're honored to be able to work
Yeah,
with
she's
a
pretty
caliber
stunning. Yeah.
artist like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be able to come back. And again, I'm so excited to see, get my young people to meet this young lady and
Yeah.
see what's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she came from here and she's out and she's doing it big
out.
time.
She's doing a huge production for her CD launch. We have a professional sound man coming in. Sam is going to be there with several of his students. They're going to record it.
We're bringing our whole broadcast
the
system.
whole
We're doing this
broadcast. They're
there.
gonna
Yeah.
pack it up and take it there. It's transportable, which is
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
So lots of great things happening.
It's exciting
in
stuff.
Can we
There's
can
one
we
more
add
thing.
one more thing that we wanted to plug a date on?
Please, that's what you're here
Next
for.
Sunday, a week
Next
from
Sunday.
tomorrow, April 30th, is our dine-in day.
Oh,
It's a
you gotta plug
fundraiser.
Luigi's,
Yeah, you
right?
gotta plug
Gotta
Luigi's.
plug.
That is one of the fundraisers
We just
that
did
we
one
use.
there too.
You did.
They did a
yeah.
great job. He donated over $400 for my
Yeah,
class.
yeah, that's awesome.
God bless Eddie Tate. And
Yeah,
the folks at
he does
Luigi's.
amazing
They do
stuff.
a great
So-
job.
Great supporter.
Next Sunday, April 30th, come out and have dinner with your family anytime between
Great.
11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Proceeds go to our Rising Star Capital campaign.
That's
There'll be a
fantastic.
50-50 and Chinese auction there. So fun stuff. April 30th.
There we
April
go.
30th.
Yeah.
Great food, great theater.
great
Well,
theater.
I was hoping to be able to hear from Ellen tonight, but maybe another time. Maybe what we could do, guys, it would be really cool. It would be very interesting. We get this system set up. We can come in here and we could do a little promo with Ellen via Skype, Facebook feed.
Yeah.
So maybe we can set up.
Maybe the next time. 'Cause
Yeah, we
have-
could set up an interview
we
in a
need-
couple weeks and bring her in and promo it.
Yeah.
That would be great.
We've got the directors from the next 3 shows going to be
Okay.
Yeah,
live.
we're planning
in the
on doing
next-
another
So
show.
there'll be another Reitz Theater.
That would
yeah,
be
yeah,
great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Coolness. Okay. I'm thinking if there's anything else that we need to cover tonight. Should
Dine-in
be
day, Sunday.
Sunday,
The Odd
April
Couple.
30th.
Oh, wait a minute. Here
Wait,
she
we
is.
have Ellen.
We do. She's calling in. This is so cool. Now, we don't have, this is low tech. I'm going to put her on speakerphone here. So, Ellen, can you hear me okay?
Hi.
Hey. Now, what I would love to do, I would love to
like
bring you
Emily.
into the show another
Sounds like her
time
sister.
using Skype, but I just figured I had a whim here. I thought, why not have her call in? Ellen Starsky, welcome to The Wire. You're here with our guest. You want to give a shout out to the fine folks of DuBois, Pennsylvania, and your lovely hometown of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania.
Hello, everyone in DuBois and Reynoldsville. I hope you're all having a wonderful night up there in Pennsylvania. Hope it's warm and cozy. It's raining down here in Nashville, Tennessee.
It has been warm. It's been beautiful weather here. The trees have all budded. The tulips are out. Spring has sprung, no doubt. So we're looking forward to seeing your show. I understand. I was talking with Mr. Wallace there of Wallace Audio, and the other day we were scoping out your job over at the theater, and he was telling me you're traveling up here with a full complement of musicians, a big 8-piece band. Is that what I'm hearing?
There's 7. There's going to be 7 of us on stage, yes.
7 pieces, wow.
Drummer, bass player, Anne McHugh is joining us. She's originally from Australia, but she's a world-renowned musician, producer. She actually produced my album, and she's going to be doing a set as well at the theater.
That's outstanding.
And I just found out that a fiddle player from Youngstown, Ohio, who is studying for her master's in violin performance, is joining us with a cellist from that area.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
the show is coming together beautifully.
We are so looking forward to it, and I appreciate the advance on your music and letting us view your not released CD quite yet. When is that going to be available to the public? I mean, this event in June is not an actual CD release party, correct?
Well, it is and it isn't.
Okay.
It's definitely a launch. It's our big launch for the CD. We have done one show prior to this that was a pre-release show, but this show is going to be the launch and just preparing us for the release that's coming up in August of this year.
Outstanding. Well, tell us a little bit about your band and where you're going from here. You got your album coming out. Are you planning touring? I know you have a family. There's got to be some challenges there to work out. What is ahead for Ellen Starsky and your musical project?
Well, from where we stand now, we're really looking to reach out to a lot of radio and looking for placement, hopefully, this is like, I think every musician's ultimate goal, is to get placement in a movie or a television show or a commercial.
Sure.
But we're definitely looking down those avenues, and we're actually have another show on the books for next weekend in Balsam Mountain. Well, it's the Balsam Mountain Inn in Balsam, North Carolina, which is just outside of Asheville.
Oh, I
Doing
love
my first
Asheville.
figures in a round.
That's a great town.
So do
Yeah.
I. It is. So, I'm going over there with Anne McHugh, and Scott Miller is joining us there as well, and we're going to be doing a round. So, each of us will trade off songs, and it should be a really interesting event. The hotel is 100 years old, and it just sits up there in the mountains. I'm just thrilled to be a part of the lineup.
Oh, yeah.
So, so things like that are going on, and hopefully more and more of that will, more doors will open up such as that as the album releases.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to watching your rise to stardom.
Well, let's hope so. Let's just hope that it can take care of the family and we can help others.
Well,
That's really the whole goal.
Absolutely, and we're honored to be working with you. Ellen Starsky, thank you so much for calling in tonight. Maybe we can do a full interview with you sometime between now and the show and do a little bit of promo. That would be fantastic. I appreciate you calling in on a whim and joining us tonight for The Wire. Thank you for calling in.
All right, well, thanks for having me. You all have a good night. Mary Beth and Debbie, all sound
Take
great.
care.
All right,
Thank you.
take care.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
That was
great.
wonderful. That was Ellen
Perfect.
Starsky joining us
Yeah.
on our cell phone. Well, so I'm excited about this. Now, the next level here, now that we got our stage and the system all set up, what we need to do now is we set up a broadcast system up there with our webcam, it's all set up, but we have to tie it into the broadcast. So what we could do would be bring in anybody virtually. Ellen could have joined us on Skype or our Facebook video. It would be on the screen. We would all see her. She would be in the show, joining us just like you would see on C-SPAN or Fox News. It's really incredible technology here. So before we wrap things up, we'll give another shout out to our friends at DVS Direct, dvsdirect.com, educational and video sales. If you are an educator or you're a teacher like me or an administrator and you want to have an incredibly robust, amazing television studio, you need to give DVS Direct a call, and we can work out a plan for you to take your productions to a whole new level. And being a teacher who does this stuff, we can also help you learn how to use video and multimedia technologies to engage young people in the learning process and get them excited about learning and life. You know, get that passion and spark clicked in, right?
Yeah.
So, ladies,
Awesome.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much for John Brennan for joining us as well. All right, let's go to the broad shot here, Tom. We'll go ahead and take us out. So, thank you for joining us for this episode of The Wire. My name is Sam Matero, coming to you live from our studios at the Kinetic. Quick production notes. Thanks to Josh Valone for doing our line production, or being our line producer tonight back in the production booth. Woo, he says, yeah. Actually, you guys should come on out here. Set the scene, Tom, and come on out here and give yourselves
Woo, good job, guys.
So, come on out. There's Josh, and here's Tom
Good job,
Evans.
Tom.
Join us, please.
Camera guy.
Good
There
job.
you go. And Frankie, come on out here, buddy.
Yeah, way to go,
Great
Frankie.
job, my
Wow,
man.
15
Frank
years
Lanzoni.
old. That's awesome.
Isn't this amazing? And he sat down. And when did we show you this system, Frank?
Yesterday.
It was like it's true. He was in here as an hour. It was 24 hours ago. Right now, he was just leaving. We had the Youth Media Club. Frank sat down and bang zoom. These kids,
Quick study.
It's like a
That's
fish in
awesome.
water. You throw them in water and they swim. You know.
Did
It's
you have
amazing.
fun?
Yeah, I had lots of fun.
Good.
Good job, guys.
Thank
How'd
you.
the show
Good
turn
job.
out? We got it? Excellent.
Looks good.
Okay. Well,
Thanks, Tom.
for those watching on Facebook, we greatly appreciate your patience with us as we did this experiment in digital chaos. We have a great time with it. And you know what? That's what you do. You put it out there, you live on the edge, and you hope for the best. And like you said, sometimes you take what you can get, and sometimes you hit a home run, sometimes you hit a grand slam. But we appreciate your patience as we're working out the bugs in our new broadcast system. I want to remind you folks, I believe it's May 6th. We have, I think it's May 6th. May 6th or May 9th. We'll go ahead and post this. Not doing my research here. But we just confirmed with Easy Tiger, fantastic all-original rock band from here in DuBois. Great guys. What is
May
it?
5th.
May 5th. Coming up here live at the Kinetic on Wednesday night. So we're going to be doing an interview, and you're going to be hearing Easy Tiger in full 16-track digital audio. They're going to sound amazing. Going to look great. And we also have scheduled the next show for the Reitz Theater. We're going to be talking about...
The next we'll be talking about, we'll be with 3 directors of the season, talking about Godspell, the producers, which we need tons of people for, and Anne of Green Gables. So we're going to be talking about the rest of the season, and it'll be our Reitz Theater players, directors.
Fantastic. We also have another show, another episode of The Wire will be coming up as we are discussing, I'll be interviewing James Niger from NAFCO and West PA Productions, and we're partnering together with him to do the Rock and Reel Music and Film Festival coming up here in the city of DuBois now at City Park in August. So we're going to be doing a show featuring that in late May as well.
James Niger is directing the producers.
Exactly.
The
So
producers, too.
it's a
He's
nice
all over
tight
the place.
family.
Yeah.
And we should give a shout out to him and congratulate him and his lovely wife Ashley as
New
well for their
baby.
new baby.
Their new baby
Gus.
Gus.
Yeah.
I love that name. His name is Gus.
So if you guys are watching,
Real name is August. Like Gus.
there we
So
go.
cute. Thank you.
All right. Hey, ladies,
job.
that was great. Frankie, you want to go ahead and pull up some background music, please, and then pull the gain down on our mics, and we'll just leave the live feed going for a little bit here, and I'll come back and shut everything down. Thank you so much for tuning in. For everybody at the Kinetic, for the Reitz Theater, and our friends at Penn State, our guests, everybody that helps to make this happen and keeps the Kinetic open and thriving so that we can continue to serve our community. I'm Sam Matero. You're watching The Wire. Peace to you all.